Hey, hey you, squirrel. Hey Dad, there's a squirrel out there. He needs to hear about men-at-arms. You gotta tell the squirrel about men-at-arms, 'cause it's so awesome.
Did my dog just talk? That's weird.
Um, no, I didn't just talk. Dogs don't talk, and I should know. I'm a dog.
Well, I guess she would know. She is a dog after all. All right. Welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today we're doing a bit of a dual review. So first book is going to be Terry Pratchett's Men at Arms from the Discworld, and then we're also going to talk a little bit about the selfish gene. Before we get into that, however, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. You could also join me down on the Discord and my Bookstagram. Those will be linked below. So to start off, let's talk a little bit about Terry Pratchett's Men at Arms. This is the second book in the Guards, or sequel to Guards, second book in the Watch series within the greater Discworld as a whole. And Terry Pratchett, once again, has done a tremendous job. I am absolutely loving the Discworld books. They are hilarious. They are filled with political, social, and economic commentary. They are done in such a creative way. Terry Pratchett is truly a genius when it comes to his Discworld series. This is absurdism, but it's done in such an effective way to really delve into those social issues that we have to deal with as a society. And I love everything about the way Terry Pratchett is doing this, especially with Men at Arms. I have to say, I think I actually like this one better than Guards. It deals with political corruption, police corruption, racial profiling, sexism, the corruption of money and finances in politics and cover-ups, and just everything about this is just amazing. And of course, we got the talking dogs within this book as well, which is just a really funny aspect of this entire story. So in Men at Arms, the city guard needs more men. And what's interesting about this is the whole book is kind of focused how it needs men, not women, men. So this is kind of where that sexism comes in. Now there is one woman who does join the guards, but she's not really a woman, or she's pretending she's not a woman. Everyone just kind of turns a blind eye to the fact that she is a woman, but is in fact, and just refers to her as one of the men of the guard. So it kind of has that don't ask, don't tell almost sense to it when we take a look at how that is dealt with within this book. I love the whole aspect of dealing with the whole idea of sexism within the whole greater aspect of, paramilitary organizations and how that trickles down into the guard. And we even kind of gets into the whole idea of, having to have diversity within the guard and equal representation for people of all races. Although it still kind of focuses the idea, it's like, yes, we have to hire trolls and we have to hire gnomes and we have to hire, all these different people from all these different races to be part of the guard. But really, we just need men for the guard. And specifically, they kind of still go on that blinders like, yeah, we're hiring trolls, but they're still human kind of idea. And it's really interesting how they deal with those concepts within this book as a whole, but it goes beyond that. I mean, the whole storyline is based around this murderer is going through the city killing people, and he's using this new thing called the gun. Now, what's funny about this, the gun is actually a play on gun, because when you shoot it, bang, your victim is gone. And the gun was stolen, and the gun's the biggest threat. So he even kind of goes on to kind of get into the nitty-gritty of gun control and, politics and social issues surrounding that. And he just deals with so many things within this book, and I absolutely love the way Terry Pratchett addresses it. And one of our characters, of course, Vimes, he is the captain of the guard of the watch. As he's investigating along with the others like Carrot, these crimes that are going on, he comes up against the corruption of the elite and the ruling class of the city, and how all that plays into this story, and how that corruption is shown throughout not just the police force, but also the ruling elite, the rich, the politicians of this world, and how they're controlling everything from within this society, and both in terms of the guilds, the Assassins Guild or the Clowns Guild, or whatever guild you want to talk about, they're part of this. The Thieves Guild, this actually has a Thieves Guild in Ankh-Morpork, so it's legal to be a thief, provided you're licensed and you don't exceed your maximum allowed thievery per year. And he even plays on this a little bit, and then he goes into this whole idea that you could pay the Thieves Guild to not steal from you. So he kind of pokes fun at this idea of insurance. You know, get theft protection, pay the Thieves Guild so that we won't come and steal from you. If you don't pay us, then you just might become a victim of our legal theft. Either way, you're paying, and that is what is absolutely hilarious, the way he approaches this and pokes fun at that whole idea. So when it comes to dealing with the Thieves Guild, there's actually one part where he really kind of makes a point, I think, that he's trying to make in this, and how what the things we say can actually have a deeper impact than anything that might be stolen from you, things we say to other people. And I love the way he puts this. There were people who'd steal money from people. Fair enough. That was just theft. But there were people who, with one easy word, would steal the humanity from people. And that was something else. I love that idea that he puts in there. That, you know, it's one thing to have your goods, your property, your money stolen from you. But we can do so much more damage by the things we say to people than the things we take from people. And it's about respecting people. It's about respecting them as individuals, whatever their reality is for them, and respecting who they are. And I love the way that he put that, hey, you know what? Stealing money from somebody is one thing, but stealing their humanity by the way we treat others is quite another thing. And I love the way that he puts that. And it's really amazing how he works these ideas into his story in such an effective way. And I love that about Terry Pratchett's books. It's part of what makes his books so good. One of the other parts of this book, he really kind of deals with the idea that the rich and the elite and the powerful always seem to get away with committing crimes, and that they don't have to pay for their criminal activity in the same way that, you know, we do. The lower middle class people, the rich, tend to get away with their criminality. And he really kind of pokes fun and illustrates that as well. I'll just read another quick passage here. He hadn't had much experience with the rich and powerful. Coppers didn't, as a rule. It wasn't that they were less prone to commit crimes, it was just that the crimes they committed tended to be so far above the normal level of criminality that they were beyond the reach of men with bad boots and rusting mail. An important qualification was being the son or daughter of a gentleman, which wasn't a crime. If you had enough money, you could hardly commit crimes at all. So I love the way that he illustrates that point in just that little passage. If you're rich, you're effectively immune from the law with the way things seem to work in Morpork, but it kind of reflects it away a lot of what we've seen in our own world as well. And so he really kind of gets into the idea of corruption from the rich and powerful. And beyond that, he talks about issues of, or he gets into ideas as well about racial profiling in police work as well. Just an example, there's one character within this book that gets arrested and by the guard, essentially, and one of the other guard is saying to him, hey, why'd you arrest this guy? He didn't do anything wrong. There's no evidence against him. What evidence do you have? And the guard that arrested him said, well, I have plenty of evidence. And so he was challenged on this, saying, well, what's your evidence? And his response to that was, he's a troll. That's all the evidence I need. I mean, if he's not guilty of this crime, he's guilty of something else. He's a troll. That's all the evidence I need. And I love the way he just kind of throws that in there. And it's like corruption of police, racial profiling, assuming and judging somebody as guilty just because of the race they happen to be a member of. And we have seen so many issues with that recently in the past couple of years, that this kind of idea really seems to reflect what we've seen in the past several years. And this book is like 30 years old at this point. It was first published in the 90s. But I love the way he puts that in there. And I love the way he addresses these issues. And he manages to take on these big, important issues in a humorous and entertaining way, which makes this book so good from start to finish. It's what makes Discworld so good from start to finish. I love how this is handled. And I think that Terry Pratchett has done a tremendous job. This is easily a 5-star read. I think I might actually like Men-at-Arms better than Guards Guards. And Guards Guards is considered one of the best Discworld books out there. And I absolutely love it and highly recommend anything by Discworld, but especially the Watch series. So far, this has just been really, really good. There you have Guards Guards. Sequel to Guards Guards, Men-at-Arms. Highly recommend it. Check that out. And I just wanted to quickly touch as well on The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins. This book is the whole idea behind this book is talking about how our evolution and genetics and how our individual genes are the driving force behind everything that we do, and it's our genes are motivated by a selfish, self-serving interest to reproduce, replicate, and spread throughout the population. So that's the basic concept behind Richard Dawkins' selfish gene. And while I certainly don't know enough about evolutionary genetics to say whether he's right or wrong, I can say that I did not enjoy this book as much as I thought I would, primarily because Richard Dawkins, and the way he approaches this book and the way he presents it, it comes across as very snobbish, very elitist, and quite frankly arrogant, I found, to be completely honest, in the way he presents his material. He's very much saying, I'm right, everyone else is wrong, and this is why, rather than saying, hey, here's some theories that have been proposed about this, I disagree because X, Y, and Z. He doesn't present it that way, and the tone in which this book is written really comes across to the reader as he knows better than you, so just listen to him because he's right and everyone else is wrong. And I really didn't like the tone of that. The writing at times was honestly kind of dry. I don't know what I really expected from Richard Dawkins. I have read The Selfish Gene by him, which I think I enjoyed more than, or not The Selfish Gene. I read The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins. So maybe I guess it's two completely different fields. I did enjoy The God Delusion, but I find I didn't enjoy this one as much. And I'm glad that I learned more about genetics in general. That's a good thing. I did enjoy that. I learned a little bit more about evolution. So I mean, definitely not putting it as an absolutely terrible read, but definitely it would have gotten more stars if it weren't for the tone and manner in which Dawkins presented the material in this book. I don't know why it has as much praise as it does. It's considered like a groundbreaking book in this field, and I just don't see it. And you know, maybe it's because I'm still relatively ignorant on a lot of things concerning genetics and evolution and how that all works. I understand the basic concepts, of course, but I haven't read up a lot in this particular field. So maybe if I read more, I might understand why it's considered such a great book, but I honestly didn't feel that. And I don't know that I'm going to read any more Richard Dawkins because of this book kind of turned me off his writing, to be honest. I did give it a 3-star rating on Goodreads, but honestly only because there's no 2.5 stars. You know, it's losing 2.5 stars for me personally, simply because of the tone and manner and presentation I really didn't like. But the information contained within this book is still really good. I mean, if you are interested in genetics and evolution, this might be a book that might be worth reading for you. But it's just the tone really didn't do it for me. So those are my thoughts on The Selfish Gene. And there you have it, my thoughts on Men-at-Arms and The Selfish Gene. So again, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as always. And definitely, you know, join me on the Discord. We got lots of opportunity and lots of channels to discuss everything from TVs and movies to different book genres and books, and just general chat and conversation. That'll be linked below, so you can join me over on the Discord. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my Bookstagram as well. And until next time, keep on reading. Bye!